9:30 exactly, news and views on Salam Media. And next we will be talking with author and illustrator of the book From the River to the Sea. It's a coloring book. And this has been launched a little while ago here in South Africa. But sadly, we understand that the Cape Town Jewish Board of Deputies have called for the immediate cessation of this publication, which is entitled From the River to the Sea, a coloring book. Let's hear from Nathi Ngubane, who is, as I've said, the author and illustrator of this book, how this has impacted on the sale of the book, and prior to that, how well has this book been received. Nathi Ngubane, good morning. Welcome to the program. Lovely to have you on the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely to have you here. And I'm so sorry to hear what's happened to your book, or what's happened by the action of the Cape Town Jewish Board of Deputies. They have called for an immediate cessation of your publication. What are you seeing in the different bookstores? How has it impacted on the sale of the books? And how did you come to hear about the fact that they had actually made this call for the book to be removed from bookshelves, or bookstores rather?
Well, I just want to just start by saying that, From the River to the Sea isn't anti-Semitic at all. And to me, the phrase is simply an inspirational call for freedom, human rights, and coexistence. The aim of this book is to simply tell the story of Palestine and their fight for freedom. And in the last few days, I've been bombarded with messages of hate via LinkedIn and Facebook, with some saying that I do not qualify to talk about the Middle East. I do not know what that even means. I've also been accused of pushing for the genocide of the Jewish people. And it's just so strange because I'm receiving these hate messages after the post from the the Cape Town Jewish Board of Deputies, how children and their parents are being burnt alive in Rafah, and yet a coloring book is where the line is drawn. I mean, the people of Palestine deserve their stories to be told. And as a visual artist and writer, it is my responsibility to contribute to the political education of our youth. And in terms of the bookstores removing this book, Exclusive Books so far has been the only bookstore that hasn't have any issues with the book. And I'm concerned by this. And it seems like my freedom of expression is being violated. And I believe that the Palestinian content should have a place on our bookshelves. And we urge all bookstores to stand on the right side of history. And, we may not all agree on everything, but we must all reject censorship of any kind. And this is the beauty of, living in a democracy. And the support of the book, rather, has been quite overwhelming. We have currently sold more than 3,000 books, with all proceeds going to Penny Appeal South Africa Project in Gaza. And I'm just honored and happy to be contributing in a small way. Again, we are not free until Palestine is free. And, a lot of parents and a few bookstores have been reaching out to me, saying that they would like to stock the book out of this, this outrage from a lot of parents complaining about exclusive books. So the response has been quite positive in that sense, that the book is now, the interest of the book has really, gone up. And we also I have a list here actually of all of the bookstores that are currently selling the book. So just to start with, in Johannesburg, we have Book Circle Capital, MI Nana Bookshop, and Little Gift Boutique, Suhaila Online, the Asan Store and Toy Box. And in Cape Town, we have Nathi Trading Empire and Book Lounge. And in Durban, we have Beitu Hikma, which is, they are also our partner in distribution. And the book can be found there for a wholesale price. And we also have Ike's Bookstore, Bookshop and Wonder Books. So, despite the backlash that we have been getting for the book, but the support has been great. And I really do appreciate all of these bookstores that are selling our book and that are standing on the right side of it. And I do urge again for all bookstores to stand on the right side of history and to also promote Palestinian content. Censorship is very, very bad for all of us, and we need to stand up against it.
Okay, so Nathi, let's understand, how did this idea come to you? When and how were you conscientized about the Palestinian situation? Because sadly, there are certain sections of the community who have a very warped understanding of the genocide on the Palestinian people. And they seem to think that the Israeli terrorists have a right to defend themselves. When did you come to realize the true facts of the situation, because it's touched you very deeply to the point that you've actually illustrated and authored this book?
We've all seen the horrors in the past 8 months. As the Israeli military rained down destruction in the Gaza Strip, and with today having seen that 36,000 Palestinians have been murdered, it's just completely heart wrenching. And on the positive side, though, we've seen millions of people around the world showing their support to the people of Palestine. I've been very, very, very happy to see American campuses in America, showing their solidarity by, building tents outside and just, holding off and really calling for ceasefire in Gaza. And I've been very, very inspired by that as well. And I've been inspired by the artists that have been painting beautiful murals showing Palestinian resistance. And what South Africa did in the beginning of this year has been very inspirational as well, where our country, South Africa, approached the ICJ, accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza. And having been inspired by these displays of solidarity and resistance, Social Bandit Media and I created this activity book with the aim of giving parents and children a chance to educate themselves, about the history of Palestine and Palestine's popular figure. And the idea to make this a coloring book is we wanted to make this interactive because, it provides the best chance for children to learn and feel like they're involved in something. So we look at the history in the book. We look at the history, the story of the Nakba, the occupation, writers like Edward Said and Kanafani, and activists like Ahed Tamimi. So for me, I also had to do my research when we compiled this book because my understanding was limited before October 7th, before the events of October 7th. And, being an artist and being a human rights defender as well, I needed to jump on board with this. And, as difficult and challenging the situation in Gaza is, so to make the book easy to digest for the little ones, we consulted with teachers, parents, Palestinians on the ground of this horrific event. And we also consulted the scholarship of anti-Zionist Jewish historians like Ilan Pape before we published. And our main focus of this book was to convey the themes of Palestinian freedom, resistance, history, and hope throughout the book. And, in order to do that, we had to avoid depicting Palestinians helpless during this horrific time in our history. We wanted to rather focus on their courage and bravery. So, young or old, we just want everyone to familiarize themselves with what is happening in Gaza and what is happening to the people of Palestine. And, again, it is my responsibility as a visual artist to do this research and to bring this awareness for all of us to understand. And, for the backlash that I've been getting to be, asked questions of like, do I qualify to speak about the Middle East? I mean, that is just completely ridiculous. I mean, I was appalled by that. So, but I stand firm. Social Bandit Media and we stand firm, and we are not going to be silent. Palestine will be free.
Okay, so indirectly, the Cape Town Jewish Board of Deputies actually did you a favor by this action of theirs, because now more than ever, people are becoming aware of this book. Let's talk about the age group that the book is targeted at. How thick is the book? And of course, you've spoken to us about the core message, and I think it's absolutely a stroke of genius for you to have gone this route, because how else would parents and educators be able to express the true horrors and the actual situation playing out in Palestine? How better than a beautiful coloring in books? I truly think it's a stroke of genius. So well done to you. Would you like to respond to my question then regarding the size of the book, the price of the book, and anything else you'd like to share with us, inshallah?
Well, I'll just have to say that indirectly, yes. The Jewish Board of Deputies have helped us to actually get more interest for the book, and I've been receiving a lot of messages of support as well from parents, saying that this book has really helped them to open up the conversation about Palestine to the little ones. And that was the aim. The aim was to, contribute to the political education of our youth. And, I've just been so humbled to hear those messages of support. And when, putting this book together, the aim was our age group really was 6 to 10, but in spirit, it should be all ages, because a lot of us as adults as well are unaware of what is happening in Palestine. I've also had family members telling me that, in the beginning, they were really confused about, the whole situation in Gaza, the Al-Nakba, the occupation, and how everything, and how this conflict has been going on since 1948. So they've really also said that, this book has really simplified everything, and also keeping to the spirit of Palestinian resistance, liberation, and the people of Palestine's fight for freedom. So, the response has been quite big, and it's really unfortunate that the Jewish Board of Deputies have responded the way that they did, but at the same time, the interest has really gone up, and we need to stay on the right side of history.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do agree with you. How many pages does the book contain? And, my producer is flashing pictures on screen for me as we speak. Is there any text associated with all the different pictures? I see a picture of Nelson Mandela as well. When I say a picture, it's not actually a picture, it's an illustration, which whoever is going to then be coloring in will do the necessary coloring in. So let's talk then about how many pages does the book contain, and also is there text accompanying the pictures to give a brief overview of what that particular picture is all about?
Yes, the book has 38 pages, and with every illustration that is available to be colored in. It's a color by number book. So with every illustration, there is text that accompanies the illustration. So in the book, we tackle the land of Palestine. That page has an illustration where children can color in and also at the same time read about the land of Palestine.
Okay.
Um, there's also text about Nakba, where children can also at the same time color in the color by number illustration about the Nakba. They also text about the occupation, about the Dome of the Rock, about South Africa's tie to the people of Palestine. So the South Africa's tie to Palestine, we used Nelson Mandela as the image for the children to color in to show that how when Mandela was still alive, we wanted to also show his stance and where he stood with the people of Palestine, uttering the words of, we are not free until Palestine is free.
Absolutely.
So this book we made it very interactive. Kids can learn on one page. At the same time, they can participate by coloring and drawing as well.
Okay, we need to wrap up now. I'm sorry to cut off like this, but we have another interview lined up. Just to let you know that we at Salam Media are awaiting a response for a right of reply from Exclusive Books regarding this issue. Thank you, good luck, and we do hope that the sales will skyrocket regarding this book. Have a great day, keep safe, and go well.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
And you. 9:46 News and Views on Salam Media. Standing by to talk to us from the Holy Lands is Shirin Khan. We're going to do a live crossover regarding her joy and anticipation for Hajj 2024.